Hello friends, my name is Shivam from Devops Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com.
So basically, what we are going to do today is, we will discuss about the infra side of it for you to understand better, like how really the components interact with each other. So what I did is, just for the sake of this particular training, I just created one more project under my group, and I believe, like as discussed last time, you guys have also like created your account in GitLab, right? Did you face any challenges?
No.
Okay, so I believe like you all already have an account. Uh, and you are like logged in currently.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So the first thing that we will discuss is like installing runners. Okay. So how do you really install runners? And first, let's discuss like why do we really need runners? Runners are basically, you can consider them as instances which will run your builds, which will run your builds, which will run your test, which will generate your artifact and everything. So for the sake of this training, I have like taken my Windows machine where all my runners will be set up. But in most of the real world scenarios, these runners are Linux based. So why Linux based is because the package is designed in such a way that even if you are running in Windows, you have to like run a Linux kernel in Windows. So that is called WSL. So even if you're like running, even if you set up a Docker over here in Windows, even then you have to like use a Linux kernel. So rather than doing that, normally people just switch to Linux directly, so they don't have to like go through this hop. So and for if you want to do it in Windows the easier way, you can also like set up a virtual box, VMware, or like whatever other virtual box you must be using. I use VMware. You can also use any other sandbox that you have. But for this training, we will not use any VMware or anything. We'll just use like the Windows machine as the target server where our builds will run. So I've already tested my infra. I've already tested my machine, and it is running very well. I'll just show you. But what I'll do is I'll just remove all these things, and so you can see like just 10 hours ago I just tested it, so it is running in my machine. Okay. But what I'll do is I'll just clear out all of these things and I'll start afresh for you to like start with me. So let's do one thing. Let me just remove these runners first from here. Okay, let me just pause these runners. So you can see like none of the runners are like available now. So we'll just start a new runner registration. You also have a link here from where you want to install the runner, or you can also go to like the GitLab site directly. So let's just click here. Okay, it asks us to install GitLab runner. So I want it to be installed in Windows. So install on Windows.
Do we need to create any project before?
Yeah, you need to create a project. Do you like have a project?
No.
Okay, so let me just go to the home. Okay, so you must be on this page then.
Yeah.
Okay, so here you can like click on new project. Do you see a new project button here, or like a box in front of you which says new project, new repository or something?
Okay. Should I create a blank project?
Yeah, yeah, blank is fine. Just click on that readme.md. I mean, just to ensure that you have some file in it. Lakshman, you are following, right?
Yeah, I'm so I clicked
Like,
on blank project and I
mhm,
named the project.
mhm.
And should I keep it private or public?
It doesn't matter because we are not going to keep anything secret there. So your choice if you want to like send it to your friends or someone, you can keep it public.
Yeah,
And also there's another feature wherein you can directly import uh, some code from GitHub. So it will just create the same structure here. GitHub, Bitbucket, anything.
yeah.
Okay,
For now,
so
I'm
once you
keeping it public. Yeah.
perfect. So once you create that project, so if you have not created a group before that, it will actually create the project inside your this thing, inside your profile. Okay.
That's correct. Yeah.
Right. So can you guys like copy this URL that you're getting and just paste it in the chat box just to ensure that your projects are accessible. Chat, okay. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
I think my
Garima?
project is private.
Hmm. That's fine. Let's see. Like even we'll test that if you can access or not.
It's the chat window. I'm not able to see.
On top right.
Next
Oh,
to the
yeah.
man icon.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, GitLab. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. So if it is a private project, you won't be able to access anybody else.
Okay.
Okay, but it is. I mean, it will not harm anything. So let's do one thing then. So now that you can see this page, these options on the right and left hand side, you can go to
Yeah.
settings and then CI/CD. And once you click on CI/CD, you should be seeing these options. And the only reason you see this setting button is because you are like either owner or maintainer. I was not able to see the settings button for Lakshman. So if you see, I cannot see the settings button here because I'm not part of this project. Even if I'm part of this project, I'm not. I do not have that privilege above maintainer. So if you're like working in a team and somebody is not able to see this setting, you probably have to check their access. Okay, so if you go to runners, then under settings CI/CD, you'll find this runners option here. If you go to runners, so they have like given you these options,
Yeah.
right? So then once you click on install GitLab runner, it will redirect you to this page. And here, click on Windows. You'll see Windows here on the left hand side. So in today's session, what we'll do is we'll install a Windows runner, and if time permits, we'll also install a Docker runner, or else we'll look at Docker runner tomorrow maybe. But let's see. So starting with Windows runner, if you just click on the 64-bit, if your machine is a 64-bit, and I assume like most of them are using 64-bit nowadays, but
Yeah.
as an exception, if 32-bit, you have 32-bit as well. So if you click on 64-bit, it will actually redirect you to a page which will start downloading directly. Okay. Yeah. So my downloading is done.
Yeah. My download is done as well.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So
Let's start.
right. So now let's just move it to some folder of our choice. So let me just move it to maybe I normally put it in installed. Yeah, installed. So I have put it in installed a folder named GitLab-runner, just to identify. Nothing special about the name, but just to identify. So you can create some folders under any directory that you feel like has to be this for the scope
So
of this talk.
in
Yeah.
the root, you have an install folder.
Yeah, in D drive.
In D drive, you have a root. In D drive, you have install, and then in that, you have GitLab.
GitLab run. Yeah. Because my C drive is actually using SSD, so I don't want to like touch the SSD. I'm directly working on hard disk.
Yeah. So just a second. In that case, I'll replicate the same structure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a de-installed GitLab, and I copy the runner
Yeah.
file
So
into that.
correct. The executable file you can copy directly under this folder. Okay. And what I did was just to avoid remembering this long name, I just trimmed this name and then I just kept it GitLab-runner.
So should we rename this as GitLab runner?
Yeah. You can rename that. That actually, the name doesn't matter
Okay.
because going forward we are going to start it as a service and not executable.
Sorry, I'm a bit
Yeah.
lost here.
Yeah. Tell
Apologies. So
me.
is it you created an environment variable, or what did you do?
No.
What?
No. I just copied this down the one which we downloaded. I just copied it from there and just pasted it here. That's it.
Okay.
Just that, and then I renamed it. Like the name was very long, right? So it was like GitLab-runner-Windows AMD64. So I just, for the sake of remembering, if in case
Okay.
I have to use
Okay.
this command.
So the executable renamed it. Okay. Now I got.
Correct. Yeah, because I have to use this frequently, so I don't want to like use Windows AMD64 every time. So
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, got it. Thank you.
yeah. So now the next thing is we have to like start a command prompt, right? So we'll start a CMD,
As an
and
admin or
here,
standard?
correct.
As an admin or as a
Yeah,
regular user, standard
as an
user?
admin. Yeah,
Okay.
as an admin. That is important. So we need to run it as admin, and the reason is because we want to start this as a service. So anything, if you want to like play around with services, you actually need to run your command prompt as an admin. So the local user cannot run a service. And like in the real world scenario as well, if you want to run GitLab runner as a service, you need root permission if you have like Linux boxes. So probably you might need your Unix team support, or like if you have root permission, well and good, but if not, then you would need their support to run as service. So luckily I have like admin privilege because of my own owned machine. So what I'll do is I'll just navigate to this folder quickly. Okay, let me know once you guys navigated here.
I'm not sure if I'm seeing the right screen. I could see the browser.
Yeah,
Are
even
you
I'm
Oh,
seeing
sharing?
the browser.
okay, just a minute. Okay. Let me know if you see my command prompt. Okay.
I see that you're navigating. Yeah, now I can see that. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so these are the commands that I've used, and just to navigate to this particular folder, the
Oh,
install GitLab.
okay. You even named the folder as GitLab runner. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. What
Yeah.
matters is like
Uh,
your executable. Your executable's name should be like consistent across.
yeah. Got it.
And as I said, like we are using admin just for the purpose of running this as a service. So when I run this as a service, I can, I can control the status of that particular runner. So if you see now, what next I need to do is like, let's say GitLab runner.exe, because you have like GitLab runner.exe here,
Mhm.
right? And we'll not run anything with any parameter. Let's just see like what all options we have. So if you see GitLab runner.exe, the options that it gives are like these are the commands, right? So the syntax is like goes like this. So GitLab runner.exe, then global options, and then command and command options. So these are the command options. So the one which we are going to use is first is install, okay, because it will first install the service, and then we'll start the service. You see here, first install and start the service, and then we'll check the status of the service, okay, and we'll also go to the Windows services window that is present in our machine, and then we'll verify from there as well if it is running as a service.
Yeah.
All right, so let's just do this. So what I'll do is gitlab run.exe and then install. Okay, you have to run this command. Okay, so the service already exists, it says, but if you run install, it will just print one line, and then it just exits. Let me know
Yeah.
once you have done that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you must have not got any error, right?
No.
Both of you.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So you basically have installed the service. Now all you have to do is just start the service. But before starting, what you can do is just check the status if it is showing running or like it is saying like stopped.
It's stopped. So we have to
Correct.
start the
It
service,
will,
right?
correct. Correct. Okay. Garima, you also see stopped, right?
No, mine is running.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Was it already running or what? Uh, okay, fair enough. So
Shall I stop it and then run it again?
no, that's fine. If it is running, then no need to worry. It shouldn't happen really. Normally, what happens is first you have to like install it, and then it starts. But maybe, maybe due to some of your settings, I don't know, maybe some of your services setting, which might allow you to start as soon as you install. So that can be
Okay.
a case, but again, like it is not something which is a major issue. So then, Lakshman, you can like start your service.
Yeah, I
GitLab
have.
runner.
It is running now.
Fair enough. So all you have to do is now GitLab runner. Now you can directly use GitLab runner. Okay, no need to use exe
Hmm.
and all. So your service is basically running. So when I say like service is running, what does that mean? That means that I can use this executable to do anything here. So once I stop the service, I cannot use this executable to do anything. Okay, so that is like the purpose of service. You can run that as a service, but if you don't want to run that as a service, even that is fine. If you don't want to run that as a service, you can simply run this, use this executable, and then use the parameter of this executable to install a runner, and then work with that runner whatever way you want. So let's do one thing. We have like the runner set up in our local machine. All we have to do is now we have to, this first step is done basically. Okay, now we have to like follow the second and third step. So what you have to do is you have registered you have like started the service. Now you have to register a runner. Again the same thing, you have to do nothing different, just do GitLab run and then register. Okay, can you just type this and enter, and let me know if you face an issue.
It says enter the GitLab instance URL.
That's correct. So now you will have like series of prompts. So you will have like 3 to 4 prompts coming up after this, which will ask for every little detail that you want before even registering a runner here in this list. So here, important point to note is, even though the GitLab page says the register runner with this URL, you shouldn't be using this URL if you're working in an intranet, because your organization must be running from a different host, giving a different domain name. So you cannot use gitlab.com there. So in our case, like I'm just giving an example. In our case, the host name is now changed to devcloud.com. So we use devcloud.com, not gitlab.com. So for the sake of this training, we can use gitlab.com because it is just a simple project. So I'll just copy it and then I just paste it here. You can do the same thing and then hit enter to see the next prompt. Okay, and the next prompt is basically the token. So I copied the
Yeah.
token from the same page. I pasted the token here again, hit enter to see the next prompt. Okay, as I said, like you'll have like series of prompts here. Okay, and then
It's
we'll
asking.
also correct.
It's asking for a description.
Correct. So that you can give anything. So it's totally your choice. I normally give, let's say, Windows. Okay, you can give anything. Like the description of runner is basically something that you'll see over here.
Mm.
You see here. It can be anything. So let me just give it Windows, or you can give your project name or whatever project you are trying to register this runner to. Tags are very important. You can either keep the tags blank, or you can keep like you can give like tags. So what normally tags are used for is like if I want to like run a project. Okay, I have like, let's say, 5 different projects which are using a pool of runners. Okay, common runners. Let's say we have 10 common runners that 5 different projects are using, and only one project is using, let's say, rel 7 machine. Okay, rel 7 machine, and other projects are using rel 6 machines. You guys know it, rel 6 and rel 7.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, basically different versions of Linux. So just for your easy understanding, so different version of Unix, but only one project will run on rel 7 machine, a different version of Unix. So how would I like differentiate between the runners? I cannot simply say that, okay, pick any available runner and then run the project, build the project. That will not work, because it might break if it picks other machine to run. So what I will do is I'll probably say like, in this tag, let's say like I'll say Windows, because this is a Windows runner, and then I'll say like, let's say it only runs for training purpose. Okay, and then I can say maybe it runs on prem or something like this.
Mm.
Okay, so you can do like this, and then the last option that you need to do is maybe shell. Okay, so as I said, like initially, that even though you're running in Windows, you will have to use shell a lot of time. So done. So we have like used shell. Why shell is because if you use shell, it will actually consider all your commands as shell commands. This runner will consider all your commands as shell command. Shell commands are normally used for all these build and deployments. That's why we use shell or Docker. So you will not see like Windows anywhere here. Even though it says Docker Windows, it still runs in a shell kernel, a Linux kernel. We'll come to that in a later point. But for this particular runner, we will use shell. Okay. Uh, are you guys like
One
done with this?
question.
Yeah,
I'm not able to understand the purpose of tags here.
right. So I'll tell you. So if you just come here again and refresh, but did you like register a runner, Garima?
Yeah, yeah, that is done.
Okay, okay. So if you just come here and then expand this runner section, do you see a runner running here, or
Yeah,
registered here at least? Okay, fair. Do you see like this exclamation here, or like you see a green ball?
I can see the exclamation, that warning.
Okay, okay, yeah. Yeah, that happens. So this is an intermittent issue that happens, and I'll tell you like how to resolve this. How about Lakshman? You see the
In my,
runners?
okay, in my command prompt it says registering runner and it says succeeded, okay, and it says
Correct,
enter
correct.
an executor, and I didn't do anything. It's thinking, okay, and after that,
Huh.
if I go to, um, do I have to refresh the page, right? Yeah, okay, I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to, and if I expand the runners, yeah, I see, yeah, one Windows runner, yeah.
Okay. Is that with the exclamation or like with a green ball? Uh,
With exclamation. It says a new
with
runner
exclamation.
has not connected yet.
Correct, correct. So sometimes what happens is even though you like register it, it doesn't connect. So what we normally do is, this is something which which you will only understand if you like face such issues. So what you have to now next do is just do a verify here. Okay, and it actually checks all your runners and sees like if it is not connected, it will actually connect it. So you can also see that the runner code here, R536EVSKC here, and you also see the runner code here, so which means like it actually verified it and restarted it again. And if I refresh again,
But my command prompt is thinking something. It's not coming out of that command.
okay, so what is the last command that you see on your command prompt?
Enter an executor and it's thinking. So
Then you have to enter shell there, shell.
Okay, now it finished. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and then you can go back to the page, refresh it, see if it is coming with green icon. If not, then come back and say verify.
Okay, let me do that. Yeah, it's connected. No exclamation this time. It says runner is online.
Perfect, perfect. Okay. Garima, what about you? Did you see
Yeah,
the?
it's now
Yeah.
green. Runner is
Perfect,
online.
perfect, perfect. Okay. So now this runner is in your control entirely. Okay. So you must also be seeing the shared runners on the right hand side. These are not in your control because some open source developers must have created this. And if you want, you can like use them and then build and then flush the resources. That's it. You don't have to like maintain your runners here. So you can do that too, but we don't want to use it because we want to use our runners. So just for the purpose of you understanding what these things are. So in an organizational level, what really happens is, if you have like a central team which is actually looking into this migration, and you are like one of the teams who is looking into just one or two projects, then they will create these shared runners for you. And it is then your choice, like, do you want to like pay for the machine that you are like procuring for your project, or do you want to run builds in their server that they have procured, and then just share the cost between two different projects. So in ideal cases, what happens is, if I have like 10 different projects and a neighboring team might have like 50 different projects, they will also use shared runners, I will also use shared runners, and I'll only pay for the time that my builds are running there. So if I am like, for the entire day I'm running for like, let's say, 5 hours, I'll only pay for 5 hours rather than like paying for the entire VM, uh, which used to be like old traditional approach. We used to buy a VM and then pay for the entire 24 hours, even though our builds run only for 1 or 2 hours in the night. So that was like waste of that was basically not a very cost effective solution. And that's why shared runners. Okay. So that's why the purpose of shared runners is only for cost saving and also like to share resources, you know but for here, for this purpose, we will not use shared runners. I also tested shared runners, which is working like absolutely fine. We can test it at the later point. But if you understand this specific runners, shared runners are like just cakewalk. So now let's get back to, yeah, let's click on this particular link, okay, that you see for the shared runners, and you will see the runner detail here. Okay, and I just want to like bring your attention to this for just 2 minutes. So you'll see like all details over here, like a detailed one. So it also shows my IP from which I have registered. So let's say like we have like 15 different developers, or like let's say 5 DevOps professionals who are like trying to register a runner. But if you see from outside, you will not really understand like from where it is really registered from. Okay, all of them like looks same, right? All of them more or less look same. So how would you understand? So you have to go click on that, look at the IP address, and then identify like which machine is this. Also you see platform and all other details. You can also see the version. Okay. So that's why like and also if I tell you one more thing, this last contact, this is also very important, especially during debugging purpose. Let's say like I have this runner and I want to verify it. Okay, I'm verifying it, but I don't know whether when this GitLab runner really verified it. The purpose of verify is to like check if a particular runner is online, offline, or it is deleted or something. Okay, but I don't know that it though it says like it has checked R536, which is the current runner page that we are seeing in the background. But I don't know whether it really contacted or not. How do I really verify it? So you have to just come here and refresh it, and then it will say like last contact was just now, which means like it has actually verified it.
So to answer my question there, then the tags. So this is where we see
Yeah,
the tags there.
correct, correct. We see the tags, and the purpose of the tags comes in the build pipeline specifically. So that's where it is very important. So if I come to my repository now, which is actually the next topic to discuss. So if you come back to your repositories and then create a new branch, don't create a branch in main, and you can create a new branch from this plus button here. Scroll down and then you'll see a new branch. Click on new branch. and create any branch with any meaningful name. And once you are there, click on new files again from the same button. Click on new files, and you will land onto a page which looks like this.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.